Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to start your day off well. And I think we're going to have a good card today. So let us start with some breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Connecting us to our bodies. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good morning, Abigail. Glad you're here. In through the nose, out through the mouth, connecting us to our emotions. In through the nose. Hello, Nancy. Out through the mouth, connecting us to all that is. And in the connecting to all that is, it kind of leads right into our card for today. So, what I'd like us to do, though, let me find my little thing here. So the holder says believe. And good morning, Janine. Welcome. Glad you're here. Hello, Gwen. Hello, hello. Expansive consciousness dissolves obstacles. We are aiming for expansion, expansion, expansion. And given what's going on planetarily, expansion is exactly what we're all going to be talking about. Good morning, Ruth Ann. Welcome. We got a great crowd of practical rebels today. This is awesome because any little piece of what we do today that you take with you influences our world. Think about that. Think about the ripples that we create. So if there's, right now there's 4 of you on here with me, and I think I said hi to more than 4 of you. I think my counter is a slacker. And you take this out and either you talk to somebody about it or it comes through you energetically. We're making a ripple, a wave of difference in the world. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? And I think this card is going to take us places. The Power of Surrender deck by Judith Orloff. And the card is Surrender to Prayer. Surrender to Prayer. And how many of you have kind of an instant gut reaction to even the word prayer? Good morning, Melanie. Glad you're here. Welcome. And Beth rolling in. Everybody's showing up. This is good. I think prayer has gotten too inextricably wedded to religion and certain ways of religion. Like the way I was raised, prayer was about, what am I going to call it? Supplication. Declaring all the crappy things you did and what a bad person you were and asking for forgiveness and yada, yada, yada. It wasn't about being in gratitude. It wasn't about asking for good things for others. It wasn't about, well, even, so one of the thoughts that pops into my head is, what if there's much more that we're already doing that really is fundamentally prayer? Ruth Ann prays often. Fabulous. I do as well. But it's probably not what I was raised to do. In fact, I'll guarantee you it wasn't what I was raised to do. Conversations with spirit. Conversations with spirit, right? And it doesn't have to be about declaring ourselves terrible, horrible, awful human beings that really don't deserve to be saved by God, but, all the things, right? But it could be the gratitude prayers, the gratitude, thank you so much for this, thank you so much for that, thank you, the gratitude prayers. Also, the requests on behalf of others. I'm praying for Joe. Joe's having a hard time. I want to send some good energy to Joe. In terms of difficult things that are happening to us. Good morning, Joe Bell. Glad you are here. Good morning. Communion. That's a beautiful word. Communion. Connecting with all that is. Expansion. Expansion, right? I was watching, which one was it? Well, I'm not going to remember her name. But anyway, one of the astrologers, and she was talking about this time that's coming and how pregnant it is for being in flow, being ready to roll with things speeding up, taking on a different mindset toward things that are happening. It was helpful. It was helpful because it's really all about what's going on in here and in our heart and soul. Good morning, Angie. Thank you for the coffee. So let me read the card to you, and then I've got some other things. And to me, she looks like she's standing in water, and she has wings. Thank you is my favorite prayer. That's a beautiful one. Absolutely, absolutely. And think about it. Prayer doesn't have to have words. If you're looking at something and appreciating it, the appreciation is the prayer, right? So here are the words that are on the card. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. There's a really cool one. Let me find it. Here it is. So, this is actually from Tosha Silver, and 2 and 4. Yes, 2 and 4. Fabulous. This one is a Tosha Silver, and I put it on a little 3x5 card, and I've got it sitting here. But it's basically talking to Spirit. Spirit, if you wish this done, so this can be when you're facing some kind of a task that feels daunting. If you wish this done, I need your help co-creating. You know my limits. The perfect road is already selected, so if this is the path, please fling open the doors. If it's meant to be, please bring me the ideal people and resources to do it. That's a doing one, but there's tons of being ones also. Sitting in the sun and just feeling a sense of satisfaction with that sun shining on you. Isn't that a prayer? Isn't that a prayer? Think about how we've been trained to use prayer, and use is a good word. Okay, God, I want this, 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 and this. I want it on this date, at this time, in this color, in this size. What if something difficult is happening and we've been praying for it to be done? Okay? And there was someone I was talking to recently where that was her focus, the it to be done piece. And I had the thought at the time, what if a more useful prayer right now would be the strength to get through this, or the wisdom to figure out what I'm meant to learn from this? There's so many different ways to do this, and that's why I use the word expansive when talking about this. It can be anything and everything that we deem prayer, right? So the narrow little box labeled prayer that most of us were given in our church communities way back when, we can break the sides out of that box. We can lift up a much more expansive box. And let's get rid of the box. Whatever you deem prayer is prayer. It can be the conversations with God. It can be the communion with Spirit. It can be connecting with nature. It can be a smile that you send to somebody. What if your smile is your prayer? What if sending good energy is your prayer? What if leading with your heart and soul instead of your brain is your prayer? What if all of it's prayer? So my call for all of us today is to expand beyond those very limited, boxed-in explanations of prayer and begin to look around our world for all the examples of expansive prayer that exist. All the people doing good in the world, that's their prayer. All of the people willing to face their own emotions, that's their prayer. Good morning, Barb. Glad you're here. Music is a beautiful prayer. Absolutely. And it touches people on a level, it touches animals on a level, and trees and plants, whatever. Music moves everything. What if laughter's a prayer? What if cooking food for people, beautiful food, is a prayer? I'm looking forward to going back and reading all the comments because some of them are whipping past so fast I don't even get a chance to read them. Yes. And notice how your prayers change, especially, we'll use music as the example. There may be the day that all you want to listen to is heavy metal because you got some stuff to crank out, right? There may be the day that all you want to listen to is harp music because it suits your soul at that moment. As many different varieties of music as there are, there's that many different varieties of prayer built into that music. Think about that. How awesome is that? So, for today, on this fine Monday, I invite us all to surrender to prayer, whatever that means to you right now, and however that might expand over the course of the day. Notice what's there. Be aware, be curious, step into your curious observer. I wonder how prayer is going to move me today. How awesome is that? So have a fine Monday. I want to remind you that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this coming week, we won't have a YEMIG probably because I'm not sure I would get a signal where I'm going to be. I'm going to be on my little individual retreat. I'm going to do our YEMIG. I'm going to do my yoga on Thursday. Yes, I'm doing yoga twice a week now. I thought I'd try that for a bit and see what the impact is. And then I'll head up on Thursday. I'm going to visit my daughter on the way through Menominee, etc., etc. Piddle along, have some fun, see what moves me. Check-in's not till after 3 anyway, so I lose an hour going that way. But nonetheless, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we may or may not have early morning intuitive guidance. I might share some of my wisdom with you if I can get my phone to work, because it's remote. But then I would encourage you, go back to some of the YEMIGs that you loved. Watch them again. Maybe there's something, maybe you just go on YouTube, bring up all the thumbnails and poke at one, and that's the one you're going to watch. Whatever works for you. But I'm so looking forward to this trip and time with me and time for discernment and time for journaling. I think I need to take an extra journal along. So, yeah. But have an awesome Monday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are, including expansive prayer. Bye-bye.